competing with the whole
I
time.
think that's right.
Excellent, right. Awesome, so let's get started, guys. We're going to do our first couple of positions for warm-up. Let's start with sort of shoulders down position, hips up nice and high. You can bounce side to side, make sure you're stretching your shoulders and your back nice and evenly there. Then what we're going to do, we're going to come forward, up over into our front support. From front support, we're going to try and lower down to the floor, and then push our chest up off the floor, arms straight in front of you. Try and get here. We're going to rock side to side very slightly. Then we're going to go back, hips up. So on our hands and feet now, we're going to pedal your feet. So like throwing a little bike on one toe and the other. Walk your feet all the way in. And go back to the start, so go back to your knees on the floor. Hey guys, welcome. So we're just starting with a warm up, let's get cracking. So knees on the floor, chest down. We're going to come forward up to that front support. Lower ourselves down. Push our chest up, arms straight. That's it, so just open here, rock side to side, make sure you're nice and open. Head side to side. And then hips up, paddle our feet. Now this time what we're going to do, watch carefully on this one, we're going to take one foot, bring your knee in between your elbows. Then we're going to push your leg up behind you, nice and straight. And we just transition between that a few times on each side. So knee in between your elbows, and up nice and high behind you. So one more time, make sure you've got even pressure on your hands. So make sure both your hands are pushing just as hard. That's it, and then we're going to go over to the other side. Knee in the middle, up nice and high behind you. Down, knee in the middle. That's it, nice and high. Excellent. That's it. Pedal your feet in. We'll do one more. I think this is going to be a nice, interesting challenge for some of you guys. So we're going to go from this position, from our chest up, arms straight. From here, I want to see if you can lift one foot. So one knee's flat on the ground, the other foot's lifting up, hopefully you can see that. We'll try and lift it, and then also pass it behind you onto the floor there. So I'm a bit close to the wall to show maybe. But we want to lift up and then pass behind you, like that. And from the front, that's going to look like that. Foot's going to go up, hopefully you can see it there, and then it's passing out round that way. Yeah, we can all do that. Make sure we give that a go on both sides, so we're on that knee, we're lifting up and we're reaching over behind us, like that. Excellent stuff. So now what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and do some strength work in that position as well. So we're going to be on our hands, chest up like this. We're doing the same thing, so we're passing that foot behind you. So this time keep your chest low, that foot's going to try and go all the way up until you get your foot flat and your knee straight up. Try and keep both shoulders low, like this. I want you to try and push your hip there. And come back down. So I'll just show you on the other side as well. We'll give that 2 or 3 goes on each side. So starting from here, lower your chest down, pass that foot up behind you until it's knee straight up to the ceiling, and just hold it there. Excellent work. And then we'll just try one more time. I'll show you again. So chest down, foot comes up and pass behind you until that foot goes flat. And then the other side as well. Excellent. That's our requisite rolling around on the floor. Really good work if you're just joining us. We've done a little bit of hips, a little bit of shoulders. Let's just quickly go through some more hip work. So let's go through our standing hip work as well. So I'm backing up right against my wall so you can see everything. We're going to go double shoulder width stance, so quite wide. Arms up, some of us are already on it straight away. You go elbow on your hip and tip over. That's it, really reach over, you should be able to get all the way around. Then we're going to go both hands on your foot. Again, legs are nice and wide. Hands into the middle. That's it, and then arms up again. We're going to go other side now, so elbow on your hip to start, and then over the top. Very good work. Get all the way over, try and get your shoulder towards your knee. That's it, and then both hands to your foot. That's it, both hands down on that foot. Both hands into the middle. Excellent stuff. Stepping forward. Right, let's get onto our first block of skill work now. So just like the last 2 weeks, we're going to start off with your handstand, headstand work. So we are going to start off with our bunny hops, yeah, just going through different shapes in our bunny hops. So if we come forward to this position, hands on the floor, feet on the floor, try and keep straight arms as you go over. And let's just start off with 5 bunny hops, just to make sure you're used to that and you're ready. Yeah, so in your own time, go through 5 bunny hops. That's it. Excellent work. Now just before we take that any further, I want you guys to make sure that you're feeling your shoulders properly. So we're going to go, if you imagine you're in a front support, right, if you're in a front support, we're going to try and walk your shoulders, so my shoulder is in front of my hand like that. We're going to try and rock forward and then push back with straight arms. Yeah, so I'm taking my shoulders over my hands and I'm pushing backwards. Just like so, yeah? Do a couple of those. And once you feel that ability to push with straight arms, yeah, we're going to go back to our bunny hops, but now with really locked straight arms. Try and think about that push that we've just been working on. So maybe go for front support, lean forward one time and push back, and step in, and we'll go for that bunny hop. Yeah, using that push force to get you higher up. So step back, forward, backward, step in, and bunny. Yeah, we'll just try 2 more like that. So to front support, lean forward, push back, step in. Good. Then we'll just go through 1 more. Go back to front support, lean forward, backwards, step in. And bunny hop. Excellent. Right, so hopefully that's got your hands quite used to taking your weight. We're actually going to take it down level before we try our handstands. We're going to just try some front support weight transfer. So this will be a little game for you guys. We're going to go in our front support on our hands here. You can't quite see. But what I want to see is where can you tap to? So holding our nice strong front support, not with our sloppy back shape, nice strong front support. I want you to see if you can lift one hand up. Yeah? And we'll try a few different challenges. And we'll see what level you can get to. So the first one, front support, can you tap your shoulder on each side? Nice and easy. Next one, once you can do that, can you tap your hip down lower? 1, 2, nice and easy. Once you can do that, can you do a Superman? Can you punch up in front of you like a Superman? So that's your next level. Can you try that? And then finally, our last level is going to be, instead of going outside, can you go all the way up to straight arm above you, and then do the same on the other side, all the way up, straight arm above you. So what we're going to do, we're going to do 20, yeah, so 10 on each side of whatever variation you can do, so whatever the hardest one you can do is. So let's get going. Let's go for 20 of whatever the hardest one. So if you can do hip taps, then do hip taps. If you can do Supermans, then do Supermans. And count to 20, yeah? So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe mix it up. 6. 6. Last few, try the harder variation, try and open all the way up, get that hand all the way above you, balancing on that shoulder below you. That's it, 1 more each side. Excellent. So, now we've gone through all of that, let's try and take it up to our handstands. So if we take it up onto your feet, make sure you've got space around you. And we're going to just start off with that lunge position. You're just going to do some solid work on the positioning there. So start off at the end of your mat. And what we're going to do, we're going to take 1 big step forward, just to start with nice and stable, and come back. Yeah, and again, so from the back of your mat, arms up by ears, step into your lunge, and just return. Yeah, so just do a few on each leg, like that. Step into that lunge, and come back. Now, once you've done that a few times, still thinking about our straight body position, we're going to now try and step into it and just push to here. Now this position's our arabesque, we should be balancing So the weight on my leg and my arm balance out. So now we're going to go from straight arms, we're going to go step to here, to arabesque. And try and come back, yeah? And try and keep your balance while you do that. Just try 5 there. So step, arabesque, come back. That's it. Really good effort, so try and get that leg that's underneath you as straight as you can. Try 1 or 2 more. And then once you're happy with that, right, once we're happy with this movement, what we're going to now extend that into, what we're going to add to that, is just getting our hands on the ground and getting a little jump with this foot. So where at the moment, we've been stepping forward and just straightening that, we're now going to turn that into step forward, hands on the ground, and then from here try and straighten that bottom leg. Yeah, so this bottom leg is pushing straight and that's taking me off the ground, and then I'm coming back. So just try 5 or so of those. Again, make sure it's all matted around you, make sure you've got the space. We're going to start here, what that should look like all in one go. Step, and little push, and return to your lunge. Take that as slow as you need to, make sure you feel nice and strong throughout. Let's just give that a few more goes. So arms up, step, hands, push, down, return. Yeah? Now, if you want a bit more of a challenge, if you're smashing through that really easily, up into your handstand, just try a few full handstands now. So using that same step and lunge, we're going to step nice and low, hands go down, and just try and bring your feet together very slightly. Yeah, so start getting them higher and higher. Yeah, really good work, guys. Seeing a lot of really good work. So yeah, work to your level. Either we're just stepping and just seeing a little jump and coming back, or you're trying to step and push all the way up to that handstand. Again, using just the same mechanics. So just try 1 or 2 more of those before we move on. So yeah, last chance to try a handstand, then we're going to go on to the next thing. Maybe circle your wrists a little bit, make sure that they're relaxed, make sure you guys can see me as well. So we'll go on to now, guys. We're going to have a little work at our pommel circle stuff. So we've been doing this the last couple of weeks. We're just going to start off like we did the last 2 weeks. Show me your shapes as they would be for circles on the pommel horse. So when we're in pommel horse, if we're in front support, our front support in pommel is changed to having our chest up and our hips low, like so. Yeah, and then our side support, hands out to the, one arm up, one hand down. Just a little bit of bounce, keeping that shoulder nice and loose. Yeah, so you can bounce on the shoulder, you can bounce at the hips. That's our side support. Then show me our back support, hips nice and high as you can get them. And that back support, really push them up. And we'll go to that side support on the other side. Arm up, bouncing around. Yeah, so hips a bit low, feet together if you can. Take the weight on your shoulder. And then back round to your front support, chest up nice and high, like that. Now what we're going to try and do today, we're going to try and take our front and back support positions from that circle. We're going to work on those with a bit more focus. So we're going to start in your front support position, as you would be in pommels. We're going to be here, chest up nice and tall, hips a bit lower. And what I want you guys to try and do is try and push onto one hand and then push onto the other hand, trying to hold that shape. And just go for 10 passes like that, then have a little rest. We're going to go to back support, and we're going to do 10 passes there as well. So same thing, hips up nice and high, just try and push off your hands. Like so, yeah? So we're just in back support, pushing it onto one hand at a time. So we're just going to go through that one more time for front support and for back support, so you get another chance to go through it. So back to front support, 10 passes from one hand to the other. In your front support, nice strong body position with that looseness in your shoulders. Excellent. So I'm finding that quite tough. Hopefully you guys are working hard as well. I can only see a few of you. Then we're going to go to the back. So back support, feet out in front, hands close together. Push your feet up. We're going to try and pass from one hand to the other 10 times. Excellent. So, once you've gone through that, we can then move on to the next step of our sort of circles prep. So the last 2 weeks we've done keeping your hands in the middle and moving your feet around. Right, we're going to try and do the opposite now. So we're going to try and go, my feet are going to stay in the middle here. I'm going to be in that front support. And I'm going to walk all the way around in a circle, keeping my feet in the middle. Yeah, so keeping my feet in the middle. Go all the way across one way. If I had the space, I'd do the full circle. So keeping our feet stuck exactly where they are. Give that 2 or 3 goes. So feet stay exactly where they are, and my hands are going to pass my way around the circle like that. Yeah, so my feet shouldn't move all the way around. Really good work, guys. Really good work. Excellent. So now, for those of us who are up for it, the challenge is going to be to do the same now in a back support. So I don't know how good a job I'm going to do with this, but I'll give it a go. In your back support, feet stay in the middle. I'm going to push up. I'm going to try and walk all the way around in the circle. That's it, all the way around your circle, keeping your feet stuck in the middle. Excellent. Right, I think we'll try that just one more time now. So just back supports, feet staying in the middle, and then we'll move on to our next little bit of the circles. So let's go the other way around the circle now. Feet in the middle, chest up nice and tall, and pass your way around. That's it, all the way around. Excellent work, guys. Whoa. So that's quite hard. What we're going to go on to now, we're going to try and get half of a circle done just on the floor. So we're going to start here, hands in the middle, in front support. I want you guys to try and jump all the way around to this position. Think about hitting our big side support, nice open shape at the side. We're going to go from here. We're going to try and jump to that position, keeping our hips up and our feet up. Really good effort. We're going to try 2 or 3 of those on one side. So from here, chest up, and we're going to push round, like so. I'll show you guys the other way. Chest up, push round, like so. Good, so reset in between each one. Make sure that swing round is the fast bit. Go from here, good chest up. Try and push around. Try and keep your legs straight the whole time. Really good work. Excellent. Okay. So once you've had a couple of goes at that, we're going to have a little break. We're going to move on to something a bit different. We're going to do a little core circuit now. So a little bit of core training. Keep you nice and strong. It's going to be 4 exercises, okay? So pay attention while we go through them. First one, we're going to be in a pike on our back. We're going to do sit-ups from here. So hands up by your knees. We're going to do sit-ups here. So sit up to tap your feet. Let's go. Yeah, so short lever contraction. Exercise 2, we're going to do our angels. So after we've done those sit-ups, we're going to be on the floor. Hopefully you can see. We're going to have our hands by our side. We're going to lift our shoulders off, then our hands, tap in front, and then drop our shoulders again. So lift our shoulders off, tap in front, and then drop again. Yeah? So we have pike sit-ups, and then angels. Then we're going to go on to an arch press. Yeah? So for this one, we're going to go hands up by your head, like so. We're going to be lying on your back with your hands up by your head. And I want you to try and push your shoulders off the floor. So there should be a gap underneath your shoulders. So only your elbows and your feet on the ground, and then come down again. So, really good work. So normally we would be on our hands,
For today though, I want you guys on your elbows and on the back of your wrists. Yeah, so that's our arch press.
And then finally, we're going to go on to a long front support, which is going to be our front support is here. Our long front support, our hands go in front of us. And I want to do a punch, so I'm going to try and punch to the front, like that. So, hopefully you guys know what each of those 4 exercises are. We're going to do 2 rounds. We're going to do 10 exercises each, so 10 reps each. If you're not quite sure, just work along with me. So exercise number 1, 10 pike sit-ups. Yeah, let's get going. So on your back, feet up, we're going to go 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Excellent. Then onto your front, we're going to go onto angels. Make sure you guys can see your right, hands down by your side. 10 of these, so lift off, hands around, and then back to the start. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Keep going, you guys. 9. Really good work. Really good core strength there, if you've been following along. Next we're on to arch press ups, or arch press. So lying on our back, hands on our head, using our feet to push our shoulders off the floor. 10 of these. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10. Awesome. Really good work. And then we're on to our long front supports with press. So, into that long front support position, I'm just going to press one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent work, guys. Have a quick rest, quick drink of water. I'm going to grab one, and then we'll go through that again. So, quick bit of water. Ready? Okay. So back to the start. Pike sit-ups. Legs up in front of you. 10 here. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Then onto our front, we're going to do our angels. Down here, hands by your side, lift our shoulders off and come round. Two more. Excellent work. Oh, those get my shoulders every time. Now we're on to 10 arch presses. So now lying on our back, hands on our head, using our elbows to push up. So elbows on the ground. Excellent stuff. Really pushing those elbows down. And then finally we're onto our long front supports. So hands out in front of you. Just 10 of these now. So in that long front support, punch 1, 2, Excellent. Awesome. So once you're done with all that, maybe have another drink if you need it. Now we're going to move on to some jump work, some skills work. So we're going to get that warmed up by taking yourself back up onto your feet. I saw a couple of you trying this before we started. That was really good to see. But we're just going to warm up your ankles now. So stand on 2 feet. We're just going to go up onto your toes and then back down. Yeah, nice and easy. Making sure ankles are nice and warm. Grab hold of something if you need to balance, but you should be fine. Yeah, arms out. Go through 10 of these. Excellent. So once you've done your 10, I'm going to put one foot on your knee. We're just going to do one side at a time now. So one ankle goes up. Yes, you're still working on our ankles. One ankle up and down. We're going to do 5 on each side now. Try and push with all 5 of your toes. I'm going to go to the other side. So I am using something just lightly to balance on. Feel free to do the same. Other foot on your knee. And 5 on this side now. So push all 5 toes into the ground. 3, 4. That's it, keep going. 5. Excellent work. And then what we're going to do, toes down, passive on the ground, and just roll them around in a circle. One side and the other side. Make sure your ankles are nice and warm. So circles with your ankles. That's it. Awesome. So now hopefully we're quite ready to start on some jumps. So we're going to start off with your basic shapes and working on your touch, which is how quietly you can land. So a quiet landing happens when we have our toes out in front of us. We touch our toes first, and then the rest of our foot kind of rolls onto the ground. We have a stomp when our whole foot lands flat. That's what creates a stomp. So think about that while we're going through our jump. Toes first, then rolling onto our heels. Let's just do 5 stretch jumps. So nice and easy, get that arm swing, stretch, landing quietly. Yeah, with good landing shapes. Stretch. That's it, and try and land as quietly as you can. Land quieter than I can. That's it. So quality jumps on each one. Excellent. So now what we're going to try, I'm going to put you on your line. So you can just about make out my line on the carpet here. What we're looking for is whether or not you're jumping forward or back, or if you're staying on the spot. We want you staying on the spot. So we should jump and land more or less exactly where we landed. So find a marker that you can use, find a colour on the map, and just watch. We're going to do some stretch jumps and just see where you landed. So do a stretch jump. If I land and I'm like, oh, I'm really far forward, then I need to push my chest up more. If I've jumped backwards, normally what's happened is I'm too archy, I'm too curved in my back. So think about whether you're leaning forward or if you're overarching, and try and land on the spot. So I'm going to go 5 stretch jumps, landing on the spot. So. Yeah, that's better. Very good. Just 2 more, so try and land on the spot after each one. See, I shot forward on that one as well. It's tricky to land dead on the spot. Excellent stuff. So now we've finished with that, we're going to move on to the next shape along, which should be our tuck shapes. So make sure we're getting that knee all the way into our chest. We're still landing quietly, and we're still on the spot. So 5 tuck jumps with everything that we've been thinking about. Try and land dead on the spot each time. I've got 3 more to do, so get those tuck jumps done. Excellent. Once you've done tuck, What would I like you guys to try today? Should we try some more shapes? Not just yet. Right, so now we are going to go on to our turns, which is the more fun bit of our jumps. So start working on your just half turn for today. Working on how lightly you're landing, how precise of a turn is it? Like, are you turning a little bit too much or a little bit less? So think about what you're going to see in front of you, what you're going to see the other half behind. Let's do those half turns. Excellent stuff. Keep going, guys. So just 2 or 3 more half turns. Excellent. So once you've done your half turns and you're happy that you're landing halfway each time, make sure that you're landing properly. Maybe socks off if you've got something a bit difficult to land on. And let's start trying some full turns as well. So for a full turn, we're going to really try and throw those arms up and make sure everything's pulled in. Either pulled in, go back far enough. Either pulled in this way, so they're really close together above you, or pulled in this way, so they're really close together in a hug. I tend to go for this when I'm doing calves and falls. I tend to go for this when I try and go for more. So try that full turn. Think about getting your elbows in nice and close to take you all the way around. So for a full turn, if I take my elbows in, so that one I went elbows above, pulling them in close, and I spin quite fast then. So think about that. Oh. Excellent. So let's try a few more full turns. Excellent stuff. So just 1 or 2 more, and then I've got some more challenges for you guys in a set. So I find much more stable with my arms up above. So for those of you that want to, for those of us that are at that level, let's try some 1.5. Let's try getting past that full turn mark now. For those of us that are still struggling a bit, like me today, I'm not having the best turn day. So let's just keep doing some halves with really good mechanics. So whatever level you're at, keep working on that. So if you can, try a 1.5. If not, just get your half turn or your full turn spot on. Yeah, so just a couple more. That's it. Are we getting a bit dizzy now? Are we almost losing it? Just try 1 more minute, so try about 3 more spins and then we'll move on to something else. Actually, you know what, we can do it now. So last spin. Now what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and do some single leg into tuck jumps. Which is quite an interesting prep for some jumps we do later on. So our normal tuck jump, we just practice that quickly. Normal tuck jump, split that, nice and easy. What we're going to try and do, we're going to leave one leg quite far behind us. We're going to swing this leg up. I'm going to have both legs meet together in the tuck. So we're going to go from far back here with that knee up into a tuck like that. Yeah? So start back here, this leg travels upwards, and then they meet together in the tuck and then land. Yeah? So we're going to try a few of those on each leg. Yeah, so really throwing those jumps now. Step. And you should find with a step you've got a lot of height. For some of our older lot that might be in here, that's going to be really useful for some gainers later. So step, drive that knee up, come round. And we're going to go off with both sides, so I'm going to face the other way. So it's still this leg that's close to you, but try with both legs. So other leg back, bring that knee up, bring them up into a tuck. And then what that leads into for today, guys, is we're going to use that knee to come round, and we're going to let it keep taking us round while we go for that jump. So what that should look like is we're going to let this knee travel up, and then we're going to turn, face up that way for our tuck jump. So we're going to do a travelling half turn with a bit of a tuck, yeah, off of the one leg. So from the one leg, up, into that tuck. Yeah, I'll show you guys again. On one leg, you go forward, you go round into that tuck as you go. Like that. So you give that 1 or 2 more goes, guys, and then we'll move on to just our last few things. Yeah, so off that single leg, 1 more. Up round, up into that tuck. Really good work there, guys. So, yeah, let's move on to some stretch and balance stuff now. So I think this could be quite fun, quite interesting to work on. So the first balance we're going to do is our shoulders, our frog balance work. So we're going to bring it down. Let's start in a front support. And what I want you guys to do, you're going to walk your feet in so that my knees are touching my elbows, yeah? And I'm in a little frog shape like this. That should look like that. Then what we're going to do, we're going to lean forward, pushing our elbows into our knees, and try and balance that frog shape. Yeah? So keep your chest stretched, chest tall. We're going to go hands flat, elbows on knees, lean forward, and try and balance. Just try a few of those where we're rocking forward, balancing on our hands. Yeah? Hopefully some of you are finding that quite doable. Good. So once you can balance for a decent amount of time like that, the next level we're going to try, if you're up for the next challenge, we're going to put our elbows now, instead of on the inside of our leg here, we're going to now put them on our knee like this. I don't know if I'm close enough that you can see that. Whereas before, I had my elbow in here. Now I'm putting it just on top like that. And what that will allow us to do is be at more of an angle when we go over. So if you now rest your knees on your elbows, as you tip over now, you're going to be more upside down, closer to that handstand. But try and still balance it all the same. Yeah, so rock forward, balance it, come back. Think about how you can use your fingers to balance. Excellent. So, we're going to move on to our next thing now. So I'm going to grab my sofa. If you have something relatively hard nearby, the edge of your sofa, we're going to try one more balance. So, if I bring my edge of the sofa in, you guys can now see. So if this is your edge of your sofa, this is your armrest, something pretty solid. What I want you to do is now have your hands the same way. We're going to try and test that balance now. So we're going to have both your hands here, but now your elbows, instead of resting on your knees, you're going to rest on your body in front of you. You're going to try and tip forward and try and hold a balance here, where you're lifting off. Now I don't think this is going to hold my weight necessarily, but I want you to try and get to this position where our feet are off the floor, our body's straight or tucked even, holding that shape. Yeah? So maybe I can show you guys on the ground so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Use the edge of your sofa, it's quite hard on the ground. It should be like that on the ground, yeah? So our body's now straight, our arms are bending and resting there. So hopefully you've had a go at that. Should we do a little progression? Let's do a little progression. So, if that's going okay, get the edge of your sofa again. This time we're going to do it now facing the other way, but with straight arms. So let's start off in a front support with your feet up. And what I want to see is if you can lean forward to take your weight on your hands and start lifting one foot off at a time. So balancing on 2 hands, straight arms, lift one leg at a time, just like that. That's it, so we'll just try 30 seconds in this position, palms facing you, arms nice and straight. We don't have to lift our leg massively high, we're just feet on the edge of that sofa, and we're just going to gently lift one foot a little bit, then the other foot, pushing the ground with our hands really hard. Excellent. So, just try one more go at that while I put my sofa away. Excellent stuff. Awesome work there, guys. So, we're now going to bring it onto our next balancey position, which is our arabesque, which are typically a lot more female gymnasty, but I think it's really important for you guys to do as well. So, we looked at this position a little bit when we were doing our handstand work earlier. We're going to be on one leg, other leg behind you, and try and hold this balance. And what I want to see, guys, is essentially, can any of you hold it for 20 seconds? Where we're in this position, we're on one foot, our arms are out in front of us. Can you hold that for 20 seconds? So count to 20 in your head. I'll do it too. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Hold there. Keep holding, keep holding. We're about halfway. If you've fallen down, just try again, just keep trying. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's tricky that. I'm going to try the other side. Now some little tips to make that a bit easier. Try and think about your foot, think about grabbing with all of your foot. I'm going to try again on the other side. So arms up nice and tall, send your leg back nice and slow. We're going to do 20 seconds, you ready? 3, 2, 1, holding for 20 seconds. We're about halfway, keep going guys, work your best. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, so hopefully that guy has tested your balance a little bit. Our eventual goal with that is to have your body perfectly straight and the leg underneath you straight as well. But we'll work on that as the weeks go by. Let's bring our level down now to the mat. Drop onto your knees. We're going to do my favourite shoulder stretch now. Maybe some of you remember what that is at this point. So we're going to go sitting in a pike shape. Take both your hands, put them behind you. Try and get them nice and close together, sitting in this pike shape. And then we're going to slide forward, trying to stretch your chest and shoulders. Now, I hope some of you can remember what we're looking for success on this one. We're looking to get your shoulder as close to the ground as you can, while keeping your hands really close together at the back. So, get your hands really close together to start with, and then you can shuffle your hips forward to get your chest low. Just do 10 more seconds here. Excellent work. We're just going to spend a little bit of time on your split stretching as well. So I'll show you side on so you can follow along. We're going to go left leg out in front first. If you get confused, it doesn't matter, just do both legs at some point. We'll start off from straight leg. You're going to bring this knee forward, hold here. Try and push your hips down into the middle. Yeah, so really push downwards. Then we're going to push this knee forward, keeping your chest pretty much stuck to your knee. So keep your chest stuck to your knee and push back. So we're now low. What I want you guys to do is just 3 times really slowly go forward and backwards here, trying to keep your chest stuck on your knee now. That's it. And then we're going to put your right leg forward. We'll do the same thing. So start off with a straight leg, and then we're going to push your knee forward and try and sit your hips into that hole. Sit them down nice and low, chest up. Then lower your chest onto your knee in front of you. And then keep your chest stuck to that knee as you push forward and backwards. 3 times nice and slow. That's it, number 3. Good. Hope you've all given that a really good go. You feel a lot more stretched out now. I think we've got time for one more. What do I think we should do for one more? Let's just do my personal favourite. Let's do our position from the warm-up. Hips up, shoulders low. And just hold this for another 10 seconds. Excellent work. Right, awesome. I really hope you guys have had a really good and effective training session today. That's all I have for you today. And remember, we're back on for classes. Hopefully you'll hear something about that really soon. We should be back in next week. And I'll see you guys all then. So work hard, train smart. See you later.